I don't go quite back to the 1840s myself, but I have some impression about what kind of college it was in the 19th century, I guess, because it was like dozens of other colleges on the East Coast and the Midwest, especially the Midwest, founded by self-conscious Christians primarily, or at least to a considerable extent, for the education of the clergy. And it goes back, of course, Beloit advertised itself as the Yale of the West because there was Yale graduates that came out and were the first faculty and so forth. So that was a whole era, and I think we've changed. The college has changed about like other liberal arts colleges, especially in the Midwest, have changed. And of course, they're a long way from that model now. And of course, with education, higher education those days was the classics, essentially. You know, everybody did Greek and Latin, maybe a little history, not much science, maybe natural, I forgot what they called it, natural something or other. Anyway, and after, I'd say in the second half of the 19th century, it began to fragment some in a way and spread out. Specialization came into being, and so a lot of science departments and ultimately social science departments and so on joined the humanities that were there already. And I'm sure that a lot of mindsets took place in those changes took place in those days that I would hesitate to speculate about. So I just go back to the 1940s myself. Those colleges, our college and all those others, pretty much 90% of them have slowly evolved from the time I was here, or perhaps a little earlier, from still being self-conscious and self-advertised Christian colleges to being much more mainstream secular kinds of colleges without much anchor and kind of free-floating in terms of curriculum and leadership and so forth, I would say. So that's a rough overall sketch anyway.